Gabriel, Festival of Speed in Goodwood. Can you tell me about your experience today taking that car up the hill? What was it like?
Yeah, it was a very good experience. As I told you before, I didn't expect that. It was so many fans, the crowd is amazing, and also driving a V8 car for the first time was actually nice. To hear the engine sound and to go flat out in the hill, and was something very enjoyable that I will remember a lot. But tomorrow I have more driving, because today I felt like I missed a bit of speed. I didn't know the track so well. I was like, should I push or not? So tomorrow I'm gonna be a bit more on it.
Typical racing driver, you want to go faster, is that right?
Well, that's why I drive, because I want to be the fastest. So if I don't go fast, I just feel something is missing.
You've had a great start to your Formula 1 career. Your race in Austria was a very solid performance. How pleased are you with the way that it's gone?
Well, it was a very special race. Austria has been always super good for me in the past, and not different this year. Having my first points with a very solid weekend, we have been doing a lot of progress with the car we have this year as well. So I can't complain about it. Everything has been going in the right direction, and I'm super glad of how things are going, and honestly looking forward to see what is the future waiting.
Yeah, Austria was obviously a highlight, finishing 8th and getting those points. Talk us through the emotion of that weekend.
Well, obviously I had a bit of not the pressure, I would say, because I knew at some point it would come, but I want to score my first points in Formula 1. It was already the 11th round of the season, and I was like, come on, it needs to come at some point. Obviously the start of the season with the car we had, I don't think we were super capable of achieving that, but with the progress we have been doing through the year, and the car has been very much on it in the last rounds, and making the right calls, and Austria was all about making it the perfect calls through the whole weekend in FPs and quali, and in the race, very good strategy, and almost overtaking Fernando in the last lap, so it was actually a cool way to finish it.
Did he have words with you about that? Obviously your manager and someone that you go to for advice. What did he say about that?
Well, we had fun, he gave to give me a hug. He was there in my first F3 win, he was there in my first F2 win, and he was there for my first F1 points, so it was something very special, and a lot to learn with this guy.
Tell me about Nico as well last weekend. It must have meant so much to him, but also to the team as well.
Yeah, obviously Nico's first podium, he has been waiting for 15 years. It's a show, it's a proof that you can never give up, and you need to keep pushing and trying and giving your best. And I think he did a magnificent race. He was having a tough weekend in Silverstone, like I was having as well. We were just lacking a bit of pace as a team. But then going on Sunday with crazy conditions and wet and drying situations, I think Nico has been always very strong in these conditions, and he managed to give the right calls and not pit for slicks at the beginning of the race like I did. And my view now in the hand side, obviously I understand it was the wrong call because the track never dried up, but he had the vision that he should have stayed out and make positions on track, and he put himself in that position. Plus he had a very good pace on the wets, and managed to keep Hamilton behind.
Does that give you confidence going into the second half of the season of what's achievable? Podiums, points, more points?
Points. I think podium, it's tough to say. I don't think it's something realistic, but I think it's possible. It's never impossible, but we need to have crazy races. We don't have the pace to be there, and that's the reality, but we have the pace to be there in case something crazy happens, like a race like in Silverstone, drying situation, you get the right calls, you place yourself there, then you can stay there. But points is something very capable for us nowadays.
We've seen a big progress. You're saying points are something that you should be aspiring to every race. How much of an impact has Jonathan Wheatley had at the team since he's come in? Or is it a combination of his leadership and everyone that was there already, and obviously Matteo Binotto as well?
Sure, it's not one person. Definitely every single one makes a big difference. Jonathan has been making a big difference in the racing team, has been on it. He improved a lot the pit stops, we have been very good on that. We have made a lot of progress since he joined, but and I'm sure Jonathan would love me if I say this, because even he feels like this, it's a teamwork. It's everyone back in the factory. They have been working so hard. It's the development designing team from the car with the upgrades. It's the racing department. It's Mattia, also Mattia has been in basically every single race this year. but he's been working very hard back in the factory, pushing the team to bring some new updates for the car and bring the performance, you know, up. So I think it's a mix of every single one pushing in the right direction and with the right culture and making the right progress.
Moving in the right direction, that's the key.
Exactly.
Before we start talking about 26, I just want to ask you about what you're most excited for in the second half of the season. You were telling me before that you've not actually raced or driven at Sao Paulo, which is your hometown.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I need to give some tries in Interlagos because I'm from there, you know, Sao Paulo, but I left so early Brazil for my dream, you know, of becoming a Formula 1 driver one day, that I never managed to drive properly in that track. So at some point I need to get some good days of testing before the race.
So impressive for fans as well, cheering your name. Are you ready for that?
I don't know what to expect, man. I'm sure the fans are going to be crazy and passionate about it, but it's going to be so big that I cannot imagine. But I'm looking so much forward to it.
If we just ask a couple of questions about 2026, how much what you've seen so far, has it given you confidence about what you've got coming from the, you know, obviously the Audi project?
Well, Audi has been doing an amazing job. You know, they have been already part of the team. They are part of the team. They own the team. So everything we see, all the development is already made by Audi. It's just the name didn't change yet. And obviously next year with new regulations and everything, it's going to be completely an Audi 100% project. But I can see that they're very committed to the project. You know, it's a way of Audi to show the world that they are the best and they won every single series they did in the past, and they want to do the same in Formula 1. So I'm committed to the project, they are committed to the project, and we are looking forward to make history in the sport.
It is that mentality, isn't it? You're talking about culture and mentality and coming in and dominating and winning. That's really important.
Yeah, I mean, if you go to Formula 1 and you don't think on dominating and winning, then I don't think you should be in Formula 1.